Good morning, my dear students. In previous lecture we have discussed about ionization energy, and one student he asked, sir, what is the screening effect and shielding effect? So, I am now in this lecture, before the starting the electron affinity, I will make you understand what is the shielding effect and screening effect. So, first I am going to give you example. Sodium, suppose you are writing 11,281. Actually, screening and shielding effect we will talk about especially in d orbital, but now I am trying to make you understand what is the screening effect. Suppose this is a nucleus. Screening effect. This is a nucleus and electrons revolve around the nucleus in different shell. Suppose one electron is there. This is called valence electron, and when valence electron will come after the filling the previous cell, and suppose in second cell how many electrons can be there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electrons can be there in second cell. So, what is happen? You can see that in the electron in this cell, they are surrounding the nucleus, and we know that there is some attraction between nucleus and valence electrons. But in this case, the attractive force of the nucleus is surrounded by the inner electron, and that result the attractive force of the nucleus could not reach much toward the valence electron because of the surrounding the inner electron. These electrons surround the attractive power of the nucleus. As a result, the nuclear power of the nucleus cannot reach toward the valence electron with more efficient. As a result, valence electron could not attracted much toward the nucleus, As a result, valence electron can move freely and size will increase. And once size will increase, what will happen? We know that in the ionization energy, when size will increase, the value of ionization energy decrease, because we need less amount of energy to remove the electron from the valence shell, because of the screening effect, shielding effect in a core electron. Valence electron have a less attractive force between the nucleus and the electron, and we require the very less energy to remove the electron. As we can say that the value of ionization energy decreases because of screening effect. It is a third factor. First one is the size, second one is the number of shell, nuclear charge, and then this one is the screening effect. You can say the shielding effect. So, this is we have clear. Now, next topic we will discuss that electron affinity. What is that? Electron affinity means love toward the electron. The atom has how much love toward the electron, how much electron can be attracted toward the nucleus, that is called electron affinity. Affinity means attractive power, you can say the love. So, suppose you are just doing the structure of atom and electrons are revolving around the nucleus, and once you want to add one more electron, so what will happen? We know that nucleus carrying positive charge and electron have a negative charge, and both opposite charge has a force of attraction. What the name of force? electrostatic force of attraction, already I have given you formula also. This electron will be attracted toward the nucleus and it will be added up to the valence shell. This electron can be added to the valence shell. And what is a valence electron and core electron? Please note down. Suppose I am writing calcium, it's a 20 atomic number, 2, 8, 8, 2. This is called valence electron and this is called core electron. What is that? Core electron. And in any chemical reaction, only valence electron will participate, not the core electron. Valence electron will participate in the chemical reactions. So this is called valence electron. So suppose you are adding an electron to the valence shell, what will it will carry? This cell will carry one negative charge. Means suppose you are adding is a M is a element you are representing and you are adding one electron in its outer shell, what will happen? It will carry negative charge, means it is known as a anion. In the case of ionization energy, formation of cation means positive charge, and in the case of electron affinity, what is formed? Anion. And what is the definition of electron affinity? You can write that amount of energy released, when electron is added to the valence shell. Always remember that valence cell of an atom in which state? In isolated gaseous state. And why we are using isolated gaseous state? It must be neutral. It must be neutral. Why we are using two state, isolated and gaseous state? Already we have discussed in the previous lecture. So please go and see that. So what is the electron affinity? The amount of energy released when electron is added to the valence shell of an atom in isolated and gaseous state, that is called electron affinity. Means the affection toward the electron. And when affection will increase, means nucleus must have greater force of attraction. And you know, during the electron affinity, means during the addition of electron, energy will released. Means in the case of ionization energy, we have to give energy. It was endothermic reaction. Already we have discussed delta H. This is called heat of reaction. And one more standard topic, enthalpy. It is given in thermodynamic chapter in class 11th. Enthalpy, it is a standard name. There is no need to write that enthalpy, just heat of reaction. And already we have discussed it has two values, positive and negative. And negative means and positive means, what is that? Positive when we give the extra energy, means positive in the case of exothermic reaction and negative in the case of endothermic reaction. Thermic reaction. Already we have discussed about this in our last lecture. So in the case of electron affinity, what is that? This is a energy is giving out, means it is a giving out. Sorry, one just it's a confusion. Giving out means negative for the exothermic reaction and positive means endothermic reactions. So in this case you can see that in the case of electron affinity, we have, when we add the electron, what happen? Energy will release out, means it is an exothermic process, means you just learn electron affinity is a exothermic process, whereas in the case of ionization energy already we have discussed it is an endothermic process. So now what is the unit of that? Unit, same unit we have discussed, unit of electron affinity, electron volt per atom, and also we have, it is given a book, kilojoule per mole. It is, they are the unit of the electron affinity, and already I have given you electron volt per atom, the value of for the 1 electron volt, 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule I have given you in a previous lecture. You can see that. So this is a electron affinity. Now one more thing, it is a very important, successive electron affinity. In the case of ionization energy also we have said, we have seen that the value of IA, IE is in the case of ionization energy we have discussed, what we have discussed, IE3 is greater than IE2 and least in IE1, we have discussed already. IE means ionization energy, but here we are talking about electron affinity. So in this case just it is a quite the puzzles, and you need to understand what is the variation. Suppose here is a 1 m stand for the element and you are adding 1 electron, it will give energy, definitely it will give energy, and it will give energy, and what it form? It form negative charge and it will give out energy. It means the electron affinity have a positive value because it is giving out the energy. But in the case of second electron affinity, suppose you want to add one more electron, this anion, you can see this anion, you can see that anion has a which charge? Negative charge. Already they have extra electron, and if you want to add extra electrons, so we know that when same charges are there, there must be repulsion, and it is very difficult to add the electrons, and in this case we have to give energy. In the first case energy is released out, but in the case of successive, means in the case of second step, if you want to add more electron, in second case we have to give energy, and then it will form -2, and here its value will be Ea2 minus, it will be the negative charge, it will be the positive charge. So this is the reason for the successive one. First one, it is giving out the energy, it is a exothermic process, but in the second case it is the endothermic process, because we have to give energy, because there is a repulsion between the same charge. Because of repulsion, it is very difficult to add the extra electron in their valence shell, and we have to give energy. And it is a very important question, it is given in JEE mains. Actually you are not in 11-12, but it just keep it in mind. Suppose I will ask the value of electron affinity 1 plus electron affinity 2, it is equal to 0, less than 0, greater than 0. What will have the value? Always it is less than 0, it always you will get the negative value. Suppose here you have to give 10 electron volt energy to add, energy is giving out when we are adding electron. So here negative value will be, suppose I am writing 10 electron volt energy is giving out, But in the case of second one, if you want to add electron, then we have to give extra energy. What is the 12 electron volt? And what will you get? You will get minus 2 electron volt. Means in the successive case, first one energy is giving out, but in the case of second one, we have to give energy. This is the successive electron affinity. So what is the electron affinity? What is the unit of electron affinity? And also we have discussed the successive electron affinity. Now we will talk about the variation. We will talk the variation. So first we will talk about in group. Electron affinity also depend two factors. First one is that electron affinity inversely proportional to size, and electron affinity directly proportional to the nuclear charge. NC means nuclear charge. Group, just I am taking first group. I am taking only 3 elements, 3, 11, 19. Configuration 21, 281, 2881. If you draw the image 1, 2, 3 and 4. In the case 1, 2, 3. In the case of 1 and 2, you can see the when we are moving in group from top to bottom, size increases. Why size increases? Because of number of cell increases and the attractive power between the nucleus and outer electron decreases. Means the effect of nuclear charge decreases, and because of less in attractive power between the valence shell electron and the nucleus, which lead to increase in size. And once size increase, very less amount of energy is required. Means you can say that in the case of electron affinity, means attractive power between the electron and nucleus decreases. Means already I have said one more thing, affinity means love toward the electron, and here attraction decreases means love toward the electron decreases, attraction toward the electron decreases. So we can say that when we move in group from top to bottom, what the value? The value of electron affinity decreases, because in increasing size and decreasing nuclear charge, means affinity toward the electron decreases. Now next case, in the case of period, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can draw the configuration also 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7 and 2, 8. You can see that the number of cells are same in all elements. Already we have discussed in a previous lecture also. When we are moving in period from left to right, number of cells are same, but one thing is that nuclear charge increases. Here 1 and in last one 7. We cannot talk about these elements because they are stable. In the case of 7, they have a small size, means attraction increases. And when nuclear charge increases, the value of electron affinity also increases. But in the case of fluorine, it is exceptional case. It is a very difficult to add the electron, but it is a very powerful to get the electron. There are few examples I will make you understand in higher classes. Just learn that when we move in the period from left to right, size decreases because same number of charges, but attracting power of the nucleus and valence shell increases, means the power of nuclear charge increases, and because of nuclear charge they have a greater electron affinity means love toward the electron, and the value of electron affinity increases. So already we have discussed few things. Screening effect means shielding effect. Electron affinity, successive electron affinity. Also we have discussed about the unit of electron affinity and then variation, and already we have discussed how size is increasing, nuclear charge decreases when we are moving in group, in period, how they are varying. Already we have discussed, and already you can give the example from this one also. Electron affinity inversely proportional to size and directly proportional to the nuclear charge, and this is the reason you can explain very well. Just keep it in mind. Electron affinity means affection, love toward the electron. Greater the nuclear charge, greater the attractions. And please, one more puzzles question is that successive electron affinity. In the case of ionization energy, it was very easy. Third one is the higher than 2 and the last one is the 1. But in this case, first one have energy is just released, but in the second one we have to give the energy. So please make note down in your copy, and till next classes do your work and note down all the important topics. And one more thing, stay out at home, very critical time is going on. Thank you and have a nice day.